Welcome to another video. So, I actually recorded the video last night and because I found one and I was so excited to do it. So I recorded it right away and the reaction and everything. But I didn't do the intro. So here we are for today. I last night I discovered that VoicePlay did a cover of Waving Through a Window from Dear Evan Hanson, and I had to listen to it right away. So that is what I jumped on. And so that is what today's video is. It is a reaction to that. Now, for full disclosure, I did record stupid fly like right away. And then for some reason, my camera, aka my phone, stopped recording. And so I lost most of that footage. I think I recorded 5 minutes out of like 15. So I am very annoyed. And so now I recorded another one. And I mean, aside from a few comments about Geoff's hair waving in some sort of wind a lot, my comments were the same no matter what. I was so happy about this video. I was so thrilled. So I wanted to let you know that technically it was a rewatch, but not really. It was still like my first time watching it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into Waving Through a Window from Dear Evan Hanson featuring VoicePlay. This is a video technically posted by Kurt Hugo Schneider. So let's get into it. I'm so excited for
this. I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the soft hums in the background by the group as Ellie sounding so vulnerable and gentle, even with his voice, is so nice. It's very impactful to me, and you just kind of I wanna, you know, wrap Ellie in a hug and protect the small child that, I mean, not even a small child, just protect him. It's so sweet. I'm not sure how I feel about the anyway.
Before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me, give them no reason to stare.
And then Lane starts beating against his chest for percussion and for a beat. And honestly, I don't know what it is about that, but I love that sound. Not even that sound, I love that action. And I don't know why. I'm just weird, I guess. I don't know. There's something about it that I love it.
No slipping up if you slip away, so I got nothing to share.
And speaking to the vulnerability that Ellie is projecting, you can see him kind of like curling in on himself in the beginning. He's trying not to fidget with his hands too much, and it's the body language suggests fear. And so you can see him portraying a scared kid. And maybe it's just the mom in me, but it makes me want to just pull him into a tight hug and just say, everything's gonna be okay. You're not alone, and reassure him and everything. And that to me speaks to just how good Ellie is at acting, as well as how good all of them are at understanding the character and putting that into their performance. It's really good.
Oh, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned. Step out of the sun because you've learned, On the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window.
Okay, the higher note that Ellie just hit, and he said, "Waving through a window." That was so. It was gentle. It was wonderfully hit, and it was soft, and that was the perfect way of doing it. I've seen Ben Platt do this, not in the movie that they recently did. I kind of refused to watch that. I watched the original play musical that he was in, and I've also heard a recording of a concert that Jeremy Jordan did where he also sang this song. And both of them don't seem to ease into that note as easily. They're both really great singers. Do not come for me for either one of them. I am a huge Jeremy Jordan fan. Um, they both seem to struggle with the higher notes, and I think it's because they're more second tenors, and so getting to those higher notes is a little harder for their voices. I think Jeremy Jordan does an amazing job with almost any single song he does, so I have no doubt that he probably could hit it and do it well. But the way Ellie did it just now felt so seamless and easy. And I'm sure it took a lot of practice on Ellie's part. But in this recording, we saw none of that. It just seemed to be a natural progression for him. And I appreciate that so much.
Can anybody see? Is anybody waiting? Star with star.
Okay. When they all join in after it being just Ellie, and it's a short little stretch, but they just go, "Wah!" Kind of not quite screaming like I just did. Obviously, they do it so much better. But I don't even know. It surprised me, obviously, because right now it's midnight, and so I'm listening on my headphones because A, it's the best way to listen to a VoicePlay song, and B, I don't want to wake anyone up. And so I wasn't expecting that, especially not at the level I have it at. And so it was very surprising, but the notes themselves were very nice. Actually, let's just rewind and listen again.
Is anybody waiting? Star with
Yeah, they are higher. It wasn't so much it wasn't like you could hear several different voices. It was almost kind of like one voice just crescendoing into almost a yell. Kind of how someone would be if they are freaking out a little and they're like, "Hi, is anyone out there? Can you hear me?" They're yelling, trying to get someone to hear them. That was really nice.
stars in our eyes. we start believing that we belong, but every sun doesn't rise.
Okay. The um not increase, the higher note. Sorry, I'm falling out of my chair a little here. The way they went up on doesn't rise, and then kind of did a little run down. Doesn't rise was beautiful. It was a change from the original because obviously, why not? But it was smoother, and in my less than humble opinion, and definitely not professional opinion, it was done better than what the original came up with. So I really liked that. Let me get a quick drink. But yeah, that was beautiful.
No one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you keep getting burned.
Jeff's, sorry, that I was trying to say Jeff and bass at the same time. Jeff's bass line there went low, up, and then back, and it was beautiful. I'm gonna have to listen to this again, maybe more than once, but we're definitely gonna have to listen to this again just so I can catch all the nuances.
Step out of the sun.
The step with him is just really nice.
Because you've learned. On the
Ooh, and then he goes up and he slides back down to the bass. Oh, that's pretty.
outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear. So I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass, waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving when you've fallen in a forest?
Okay, before we get to the next bit, which, like I said, I've seen this musical, so I know what we're coming into. But there's a tone to Ellie's voice that I'm not used to hearing. I don't know what it is. I think it's a youth, honestly. And I'm not saying Ellie's old by any means whatsoever. I'm sure all of these men are about my age. Um, Perhaps a little older, but probably not by much. I am 41, so it's not like I'm a spring chicken either. But per the character who is supposed to be 16 or something, he is putting a youth into his voice, and I don't know how he's doing it, but it's just so wonderful. And it's so different from how I'm used to hearing Ellie when he sings, because a lot of the voices, not of the voices, a lot of the videos lately, he sounds very sure in himself, very sure in the roles he's singing and the parts he's playing. And in this one, he's imbuing the anxiety and the fear of making a wrong move. And it's impressive.
There's nobody around. Do you ever really crash or even make a sound? When you're falling in a forest and there's no.
Okay, Lane, bud, before you feel like bringing in some good noises, I need you to warn me, man, because I'm just jumping a little bit sometimes when you do that, because you're amazing at your job. You're amazing at what you do. Just not expecting it. I'm sorry, I'm chuckling at the where I've paused this. Like Geoff is just over here, just looking like a model, singing awesome bass notes. Cool.
Are you around? Do you ever really crash or even make a sound?
It crash was really nice. It was really refreshing, and it was such a smooth little run and descent down. It was really good. I kind of wish the songwriters had put stuff like that into the song itself, um, because it sounds so nice. But I don't know. I gotta wonder if they had, how it would have changed the audience's perception of the character if they'd done that. I don't know. Either way, I'm loving this.
Did I even make a sound? Did I even make a sound? It's like I never made a sound. Will I ever make a sound?
Okay. Voice play. I love you. Y'all did not need to keep kicking into that high of a gear. Actually, you know what? What am I saying? Yes, you did, because that was amazing. Shocking, but amazing. Because at this point, Evan has just internally freaked out about the perception of his existence, and he's like, would I even make a sound? Do I even make a sound? And then the next set is to, Evan is renewing his question, his not his question, his observation of, I am on the outside looking in, and it's kind of the climax for the song. And so, of course, voice play, being the amazing people they are, had to kick it into high gear like that and just make me do a little bit of a jump scare. But it's okay. I forgive them because they are fantastic.
Outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through a window. I try to speak, but nobody can hear. So I wait around for an answer to appear while I'm watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me?
Okay. Shortly before I did this, and I'll probably rewind it, but when they said, is anybody waving back at me? It's another slight change from the original. And I'm sorry, I know I keep pointing out the changes, and it's just because I notice those differences more than anything else. And that's because I know the original and I am not a professional of anything. And so the changes are what I can speak on. And so, but yeah, honestly, I love the way this version has been arranged. It is, I don't know how VoicePlay does it. Every time they do a cover, I prefer their version to the original. Like there's some sort of sorcery happening here. It's the sorcery of the VoicePlay.
Waving, waving, waving.
Oh, oh, that was a nice note that Elliot hit. It was. I'm not gonna try to sing that because, quite frankly, I don't think I could and make it sound good. But it went up a little higher so you could hear the difference. It was so amazing.
Oh.
And as a side note, the fact that Jeff's hair is just waving in the wind, which I think is coming through the window that they have open, that has just been tickling me the entire time. I love it. It's like, even when he's not trying to be a freaking model, he is. Cool. All right. That was just so good, though. I want to watch it over and over and over now. Oh, I love it so much. And what makes me sad is I didn't even know that they'd covered it. I saw this on another reactor's playlist for VoicePlay. They'd reacted to this, and I was like, wait, what? I have to go find that ASAP because I, yes, please. And so I immediately searched it and then did this reaction because yes, I wanted to watch it right away. I didn't want to wait. So here we are, 12:32 a.m. and I have officially seen Waving Through a Window by Voice Play. Well, technically it's Waving Through a Window by Kurt Hugo Schneider featuring Voice Play, but it was, oh, it was so amazing. I was so happy. I'm so happy I found this. Voice Play, if you hear this, if you watch this, please do more musical covers. Okay? I know that you've done Phantom, and I fully intend to watch that too. I am dragging my feet a little on that one, I'm not gonna lie. But do more musical covers, please. They're amazing. You're amazing. I love all of you. Okay, I'm done.